the Southerners are getting restless. They don't like me talking about Cracker Barrel because they save their money every month and they go there once and sometimes they leave their teeth in. That's an advantage. I had a friend who said he went to Cracker Barrel and one of the guys sitting next to him took his teeth out and set it on the table. That was about it. I never would want to go there. 89MD. That's great. Take his teeth out on the table. I heat my house with natural gas. It's a product of something called high-tech fracking. Yes, sir. So now they're going to start playing the recording. So I'm going to stand by, Mike. See you later, 89MD.
No diabetics on the frequency, please.
I'm not diabetic. I'm lean the mean fighting machine. I'm 80 years old and I don't have any fat on me. I'm lean as a bean.
Oh, man.
I chop wood every day. Every day I chop a wood. I use my own
Triple the insurance rates that healthy people do. Triple the rates. Their propensity for getting ill is much, much higher than non-diabetics. Their absenteeism rate in the workplace, all of that. It's time to shut down the world on these diabetics. They've got diabetes because they want to have it.
You fucking communist bastard.
That's not communism, that's stupidity.
Yeah, that's plain stupidity there. Shut up, stupid.
Vote for Trump, vote for Trump, vote for Trump.
You don't like it, Mike. Take a hike.
I don't understand how you can stand there with a straight face. Obese, they should always, all of these obese diabetics ought to have to pay higher insurance rates, ought to be taxed higher, and they get in a separate line from healthy people in a restaurant line because you just feed them the slop because they all want to be diabetics, and they deserve it. I want to see them start cutting off arms and limbs off these people.
What the hell's the matter with you, you dirtbag?
Let's cut their legs off before they have to bother later. Just get an assembly line going. They're going to have to cut their legs off anyway later.
You hit the nail on the toe there, Mike.
That's right. Let's just do it now. All these diabetics get their limbs cut off now so you don't have to do it later. We'll do it assembly line style. We'll see a much higher efficiencies, and we'll get these people where they belong, on a wheelchair, disabled, and housebound.
Yeah, I hope you get some kind of disease, and then we got to put you down like
WA4D on the radio, working to see the nation rise, the nation thrive, the nation in a better way, making America great. Get the diabetics out. Let's ship them all down to Mexico on the other side of the wall.
Let's get all the big mouths out. How's that sound?
Ship the diabetes across the Rio Grande River.
You're hitting some nerves, Mike.
Well, they deserve to be shunned in polite society. They should have to be, just as we had racists that demanded separate facilities for people of color, and we've overcome that, thank God, as a society, and we don't judge people on the color of their skin. We judge people on the basis of how they treat their body, because it's disrespectful to all of us, and it costs us all more money if you're unhealthy. That's why we ought to have separate facilities for the diabetics.
Yes, that should be the separation in society. Some people go to the left and other people go to the right.
And then we ought to have diabetics and people who couldn't make it in life, didn't make much money. Anybody that's say annual net income is under 55 grand, that's about close as a family of four. But individuals, if you can't cut it, if you're a ham operator and think you're somebody, if you have an income, say, of less than 55, 60,000 a year, you're out of ham radio, and you're going to get in the line for crossing the border into Mexico with a diabetic. WA4D. Oh, hereditary. I love this. I've got diabetes because it's hereditary. My mama had it, and she couldn't help it, but I remember when they had to cut her right leg off, and I was in there, and they made me watch. Now I got diabetes, too. They're going to cut both my legs off.
All right, Rudolph, passing misinformation, the uninformed, telling the uninformed information that's wrong. It's hereditary. Look it up, you shithead.
No, it's not. They did a study at Harvard in the 90s, and they found that 90+%, about 94, 95% of diabetics, it was self-imposed. They did it to themselves. There's a tiny, tiny sliver of that of the whole that is hereditary. You God, I'm always looking for an excuse. I can't help it if I like to eat 8 donuts in a sitting and then wash it down with 6 Coca-Colas.
Somebody needs to get him.
What a bunch of yellow bellies. This is the world of alternate facts, an alternate reality.
Yeah, you call me a yellow belly to my face, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah, okay. This is a war hero. What's your call sign, war hero?
You want my call sign? You don't deserve my call
What's
sign.
your call sign? War hero. It's another one of these war heroes.
And you make life miserable for good amateur operators. So why don't you go lay down with your buddy there and give it a break?
What do you mean, lay down with my buddy and give what a break? I'm entitled to talk here like anybody else. If it's making people uncomfortable, then I suggest that they look within themselves, not at me. WA4D.
Yeah, WA4 dummy. Problem with you is you like to start arguments over the air.
Listen to these guys. People that have never done squat for their country, talking big, acting tough.
You better
Go
down to 10
you better
meters
not
there.
call me that,
11
boy.
meters
I'm
and do
a
it down there.
war
They
hero.
enjoy having you down there.
Listen to this guy.
take Joe Italiano.
What branch of service was this yellow belly in?
I'm no yellow belly, buddy. I'm in the United States Army First Sergeant.
Yeah, okay, First Sergeant. Yeah, this guy's a yellow belly.
Yeah, you meet me somewhere.
What's a yellow belly?
Oh, my, he's gonna meet us. Gonna meet now. He's so tender, so fragile. He hurting inside because the dog called him a yellow belly on ham radio. False valor is right. There's a lot of those. I heard a couple of guys talking in here the other day. They were in the Air Force, and they both said they were in Vietnam. Then they both, oddly enough, started talking about the Puff the Magic Dragon, which you may know was the big famous gunship used in the Vietnam theater. It's still used to some degree, but not as much in the Middle East. But these guys started talking as if they were on board this gunship. So I went in and I asked him, I said, what was your military occupation? Oh, I was just across the road from the airport. I could see the Puff the Magic Dragon. But they would have you believe, like a lot of these phony valor people that try to make it look like they actually did something in the combat zone. But they were yellow bellies like so many of these hams. WA4 Dynamite. WA4 dog on 20, I'm 40 meters. Minus 7 meg.
Yeah, he was a crook there.
Yeah, come on in here, Joe, AC9MV. At least we'll get another educated person on the frequency.
Wow, 40 meters is blessing me. He's going down in
WA4 Democracy on 40.
Heavy QRM, Michael. Heavy QRM. Mostly from the south. I'm listening, AC9MV.
Okay, Joe, I hear you, and I didn't ask these people to come in here, but a lot of them are tender. They're easily rattled. They're fragile. These aren't people that have ever done anything of any consequence in their lives. And so they come on here and they yell and they threaten. It's part of their whole deal. They cannot take a dose of reality. WA4D, any war heroes on the frequency? I hear some of them boasting out there. War heroes only, please.
You can't live in the reality that you lost the election, you and your constituents. That's the trouble with you.
War heroes, come now, WA4D. War heroes to the front of the line. I heard some guy in there boasting. Boy, I'm somebody. You can't talk like that, dog. You can't talk like that.
And said that Hillary Clinton was going to mop the floor with Trump. Well, guess what? Never happened.
I like all you want. I got my. I like what you're saying.
War heroes, boys. You can't all talk at once. War heroes, please. War heroes to the front of the line. Now, what that means is most of you don't even know what a war hero is or would be. First of all, there's not many war heroes. The vast majority of people that went to Iraq and Afghanistan were not in combat. You know what? The same was true in Vietnam. It's always a much, much smaller percentage of the whole that are people are in the combat arms. And most of you were never even in the service, as most American men weren't. But all of these guys are yalla, yalla. Oh, I didn't go in the Army because I had something else to do then. I was going to drive my truck. I had my daddy's truck on the highway. So I couldn't be doing any service in uniform. These people are selfish. They don't know what it is to be patriot. They don't even know what their duty was as a citizen of this great country. It's WA4D QRMers, war heroes.
Definitely got a problem, that's for sure. You know, he doesn't accept the fact that he's a prodigy. That's what he is. He's a prodigy.
He needs to puff the magic dragon. That's what he needs.
Yeah, puff the magic dragon. Most of these idiots, they've seen it on some cartoon show or on some Oliver North war stories. Man, those really crack me up. And these guys get on here and they're going to be war heroes on ham radio. WA4D, war heroes, real, verifiable, veterans only, DD-214s, photo documentation or other will do. But none of you phonies that want to suck up and be valorous on somebody else's dime. We're full of those people in life, and right here on ham radio, there's no place better to find a large percentage of men who feel inadequate, who didn't do squat, and who now in their waning years, 50s and 60s, you need to put up a mirror in front of them, make them show what yellow bellies they really were. WA4D.
God, you need some pros there. WA4 dummy, you copy?
Why are you so upset? What's wrong with you, boy?
Dickhead.
Who are you upset at? I mean, are you upset at Joe? Joe, did you get him upset?
Hello, Joe. AC9MV, the intellectual of 7200.
Yeah, he's an intellectual, all right. He makes his great predictions about Hillary Clinton. What a joke you are.
Well, no, he also...
WA4D on a channel for AC9MV, or if you're a war hero, just chime in with war hero, real war hero, and then come in and amaze us. Amaze us.
Is this a channel or a frequency?
Somebody call KC9ZR out there in Indiana. But I heard him in here the other day talking about, oh boy, I got me a right to carry concealed card. I'm here in a little town in Indiana, and boy, we got us some criminals here, and I got the concealed carry. Boy,
that's what I hear. That's his W4D, whatever he is. He's a draft dodger. He went over to Canada for a while and waited till the problem was over with until he came back to the States.
Fantasizers.
That's easy to believe.
WA4 Dynamite.
Stamp on NAGBP Culver W4D.
Why don't you read that letter to us, Doc? WA4D on the channel.
Yeah, you sound like a sissy, 4D.
No, it's a channel.
No, it's a channel on sidewalk.
Sounds like a sissy to me.
Yeah, for those of us that were never in CB, it can be anything we want. A lot of you guys were born in the Citizens Band. 27 megs is where you were bombarded into this world of RF. I don't care really if you came in that way or not. There's pretty funny guys that came out of SCB, but I know a lot of you measure your intellectual depth and ability to be a man by ham radio.
Intellectual depth. Intellectual depth.
While you're up here, Mikey, they probably could.
Yeah, I know. You see, that doesn't mean anything to a guy that dropped out of high school like Orvis, but intellectual depth does matter. It does matter. When you go to work in a post-industrial state, when you go to work for a high-tech, globalized company, they don't care if you were a truck driver. They want to know what you can do. What can you write? Do you have digital skills? Do you understand contemporary workflow? Do you understand how to do a pivot table, for God's sake? Something as elementary as a pivot table in Excel. This is not, it's no big deal. deal to claim you got common sense, like my brother Dan likes to say. Yeah, go down there, go to Northrop Grumman and tell them, I'll drop out of high school. My name's Orvis, and I got no training in nothing, but boy, I got common sense, and I drive a motorcycle. Pivot table, idiot.
What's going on, dog? On your shoulder, and you think you're something special.
Pivot table.
You walk around with a camera on your shoulder.
I heard somebody say the dog. Gentlemen, tomorrow afternoon, I'll have my, I've got a video I'm going to put up on my website. I'll be speaking to people that have a 7300. That rules out a lot of these guys. You know what y'all think? $39 to me is no money. It's just, okay, that's some radio. These guys, I hear them on here saying, I'm saving for a 7300. Why don't they go get a job at 7-Eleven and get off the radio for a month and get some money together and buy the radio? What's the big deal? A lot of these guys are so cheap, so economically disadvantaged that they've got to save up to buy a 7300 so they can be like the cool kids.
Shut up, you ignorant douchebag.
WA4 Dynamite. You can't write a check right now and go down and buy at Ham Radio Outlet or Get Your Parts or DX Engineering a 7300. Consider your life a failure.
I hate that guy.
Consider your life a complete failure. If by this time in life, if you can't afford to go drop $1,500, you got a big problem, a whole lot bigger than being on ham radio.
I can't wait till the day I see you in person, you ignorant douchebag.
Did you know that 45% of American families, if they get hit with a $400 medical bill outside of their monthly expenses, they can't pay it? Can you believe that? That's what this country's become. A lot of trash, white trash, that never did anything, didn't get educated. They were like these hams. They don't have jobs of meaning or substance or income level. And they can't, 40% of them cannot deal with a $400 bill. You can't just, pay it on a debit card. They cannot do it. Can you believe that? You talk about, our country has an overwhelming number of these scumbags in it.
What's going on, dog? NHGCP, if you hear me.
I hear you. How could I not hear that signal?
I didn't know you could hear me, and I ain't been on for a while. This is the first time I've heard you. How you doing?
Doing good. I'm in here trying to find somebody that's got something to say that's achieved anything in their lives. Why are there so many guys of low achievement in ham radio? And most specifically, why are they here?
Well, they need one of those, what is that radios? I forget what they are now. That's one of them CB radios they get out.
Yeah, the 7300, John. They got to get it, but they can't afford it. Can you believe that? I heard a guy in here saying, I got to save me some money so I can get me a 7300. It's only $1,300.
Hell, that ain't much. I just go out and buy the damn thing for you.
They're giving it away.
Yeah, that's a good price.
Blowed it sky high. Plugged it in the wrong side.
That's the way it is, dog. You know how it is. I got to get me something to eat, but I want to say hi to you and take care out there, dog. Behave yourself. NHGCP.
Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear, number one, the superior signal coming in here from West Union, Ohio? Did you hear N.A. Golf Charlie Papa, a man of confidence, a man who has done what he wanted to do with his life? He's going off to eat, confidence in his voice. He's not like these whiny war heroes in here.
Oh, brother.
WA4D.
I'd like to make a call, please.
Hey, fellas, I am not the net control. Most of you don't have call signs, haven't given them. I don't know why. I'd be ashamed of mine if I were one of these phony, valorous types that are trying to